So with our lovely Miss T, ready, Tuna? So we were just going to do a little bit with some nice little fronts and some side positions to kind of work with this lovely orientation to the handler. So a lot of times too with your beauties is I know there's going to be sometimes distractions or harder things. Like I know her bigger sister is sometimes working with some reactivity and building some comfort and confidence. So one of my favorites is to work a little bit with that front or work a U-turn and get them to kind of do some of those lovely skills. So I know we've done some fronts in class. So just to reiterate, let's say, for example, she's not as comfortable with the front while by your side. You can simply work the front by luring her into your space and feeding. So in the beginning, even if you're not getting this gorgeous little sit for down the road, or maybe there's a few other things going on, that's perfectly okay. So for right now, I just want her to think that there's value in moving into the handler space. So we'll try a little bit getting her right in front. And I like to have a couple snacks on each side. So I'm going to go into a front. I love her little teethies when she gets excited. They go up. Ready? Front. Her little lips, I mean. So again, and again, front. Nice. So if, let's say, that's going quite nice, you could eventually also be working some of these beautiful front positions from a walking like you've been doing. And then we can get this really nice little sitting position. And then you could work a little bit with some eye contact or work some check-ins. And of course, now they're playing again on the other side. Good job. So, but Miss T is doing a really nice job with some of her fronts and even some of these lovely little, so U-turns could also be another great one. So again, what you'd end up doing is for like a U-turn position is I like to get the puppy's attention, go turn, and then feed for the turning in the direction, which again would normally be the opposite way you were coming. So the benefit of a U-turn is that you can start to have your puppy practice moving away from nothing, but then at times maybe there's something that's more challenging and you want to practice having them move away from that. I know all my puppies are singing right now because they all want to come play again. Nice. Great job, Miss T. So remember, high rate of reinforcement, especially with challenging or more exciting situations, can be very helpful because you're able to then add more value into these different bank accounts. So I know we've dived into it in class where each skill set, and I know I mentioned a little bit for the handsome guy earlier. Ready? Tuna. Nice. Beautiful name recognition. So we've mentioned it a little bit in the past too, where view every skill or behavior as having a bank account. So obviously the more we deposit into one account, the more readily and available that behavior may be for down the road. But also in the process of generalization, your puppy might be a lot more ready to offer that skill in those different places. Nice job, Miss T. So right now we're mostly working a little bit with some of this loose leash walking again, but we're also mostly trying to get her to feel comfortable in the space as well. So sometimes the very first day, it may not be all of the coolest skills we've been trying to rock for down the road, but it could be some of these moments where we're building up comfort, understanding, resilience. So sometimes we'll break it up into small little sections, especially the very first day here. So I don't tend to have very high expectations in the sense of I want to get the most difficult or the more challenging behaviors instantly. I like to build up. Yes, my lovey. Your water. Do you want some? Okay, I can go get you some. Ebba's playing with one of the puppers on the other side, but she needs a little drink. So I'm just going to give Miss T a little breather. I'm going to come back and we'll work a few more little tidbits because I wanted to work a little bit more with the front, a little bit with that U-turn, and a little bit more with maybe even getting back into a side position. And I know she's been working the center or middle with you guys too, but we're just going to give her a little break for 1 second and then I'll be right back.